We can see only a short distance ahead, but we can see plenty there that needs to be done. It's Alan Turing's famous quote, and it encapsulates the idea of using AI in software testing to improve our ability to detect and address issues, even if we cannot predict every challenge ahead. Or, following to this quote, which became a meme actually, if we compare laundry and dishes to testers' daily activities, the question is how to find more time for more fun and creating stuff. I am Paulina Szeląg, and today I would like to tell you about enhancing QA with AI and try to answer this question. And this is the plan for today's presentation. Firstly, I would like to tell you about the concept of AI in QA in general, and then we will go to the live demo where I will show you how to prepare test scenario, write some code, and execute the tests and verify the results, all the parts with help of AI tools. AI has been one of the most popular subjects in technology since last year. People try to use it everywhere, so there is also found a usage in software testing. Testing processes may embrace many tools as the applications become more complex. Many functionality to test, other daily tasks, maintenance may require spending a lot of time to keep testing under control. There is a visible need to test faster and more efficiently. AI becomes a crucial part of our daily work. It seems to be a key part of modern testing, providing less resources with higher performance. And testers can be focused more on, for example, exploratory testing and designing better systems as a development team rather than doing repetitive tasks, which can be replaced by AI tools. It gives us revolution and evolution. We can observe, for example, how usage of ChatGPT can change access to information. It can prepare ready solutions for us. So, if we have a bunch of ready AI tools for testing, why don't we deploy it into our processes? I use the term QA 2.0 because I strongly believe that usage of AI can change our work and how we work significantly. For me, QA 2.0 means testing processes boosted with AI tools. It means new quality of work, focusing on vulnerable priorities, which were often omitted because of the number of repetitive tasks. It doesn't mean replacing people with tools, but increasing our effectiveness and overall creation of the better products. This innovation is all the time adapting and improving. AI inspires us to search for new innovative approaches and leads to first solutions, which improves our processes of testing. And however, we cannot forget that this is still only a model. We must verify the results and check if the source is reliable. AI is learning all the time and makes mistakes, so it still needs our human verification. We must be careful using it, and moreover, no one can give us the guarantee that AI tool works as expected, so we users should be aware what the outcomes will be and understand the outcomes. And that was the more boring part. Now let's go to the fun part, to the demo I prepared for you. So for today, I prepared a very simple application which basically asks you a question: what animal are you today? Sometimes we feel like animals, and this tool helps you to answer this very important question. And as you can see here, we have two options. We have mammals and we have reptiles. We can check any of them, or we don't have to check anything. So let's check what animal are we today. And let's check for mammals, for example. If we click the button, we should get the animal. And here we have, today we are a kangaroo. So even for this simple application, we still write some tests. And this is the code of the application. I prepared, where's the controller? Oh, here. For this application, I prepared one get endpoint. It's get random animal endpoint, which has also type, which we saw in the application. It was mammals and reptiles. Here, it's not mandatory. And for this endpoint, we can also have a tests, and the code is in Java. The code is in Java with Spring Boot, and we have also tests written in Java with Cucumber, with Gherkin syntax, which I recommend because it's very easy to understand it for every group of stakeholders, for developers, for business, for everyone. So here we have one happy path simple scenario. Retrieve a random animal. Given the animal service application is running, when I request a random animal from the get random animal endpoint, then the response status code should be 200, and the response body should contain a valid JSON data representing an animal. So let's check if it works. It should, but let's check it. Yes, it works. It passed, and we got horse. So this is the first test scenario. What if we need more test cases? Of course, we can spend time to, learn and the application and think maybe to test this way or that way, or we can use AI tool. For here, I would like to show you Copilot built in IntelliJ. And it basically proposes you the next lines of the code. Here we have feature file with Gherkin syntax scenarios, and it should propose with the same way the next test cases. Let's check how it works. Yeah, and we have idea for another test case, retrieve a random animal with a specific type. As you can remember, we had for our get endpoint the type, which wasn't mandatory, but we can use it and we can, of course, test it. So what the scenario will we have here? Given the animal service application is running, when I request a random animal with type mammals from the get random animal endpoint, then the response status code should be 404. And as you can remember, the specific type we had in this application, we had mammals and reptiles. So if we had the mammals, the response status code should be 200. So let's correct it. Now it's okay. So as you can see, we have idea, we have some proposal, and we had to adjust it. Let's check if it works. Yes, of course, those steps were previously written by me, and the Copilot recognizes all those steps and uses the existing one because of the type of this test, like for example, for specific type. And I prepared it in step definitions, and as you can see, we have some of the steps. Very simple, very basic. So let's come back to the feature file with tests. So it's the first proposition from Copilot. Let's check another one. Do we have something? Retrieve a random animal with a specific type that does not exist. So something different. Here we have a negative path for test case. Given the animal service application is running, when I request a random animal with type non-existent from the get random animal endpoint, then the response status code should be 404. And that's correct. Type that does not exist, non-existent, it's right. We should have 404 status code. Let's check if it works like the previous. Yes, it also works. So as you can see, within a few seconds, we have 2 new ideas of test cases. We did it with more time because I was reading it, but we could do it just only pressing the enter button and checking what Copilot would like to propose us. But what if we don't have Copilot built in our IDE? Still, we have a chat. We have, like, for example, ChatGPT. And here in IntelliJ, I have also built-in chat, but it works exactly the same as the website chat with AI. So firstly, let's type hello. It's good to be kind because you never know what will be in future. It will remember that I was this nice person. Yeah, it works. And another reason why I type this hello is to check if it works, because I observed, especially for IntelliJ, that sometimes when update is available and I won't do it, it doesn't work. I don't know why. And after making the update, it works again, but sometimes I just didn't see that update is available and it didn't work and I didn't know why. So yeah, now it looks like everything is okay. So let's ask for more test cases. I have a get random animal endpoint and I need more test cases. Could you propose me more? And let's check the answer. Yeah, here we have some. I will copy it and paste it here. Oh, here we have Copilot. This looks like we have so many. Okay, let's check how many we have them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here we have new 8 ideas of test cases. Let's check some of them. So for example, retrieve a random animal endpoint, a random animal when the service is not running, and when the application is not running and we call the endpoint, the response status code should be 503, or with invalid request method. So when the application is running and we send post request, the response status code should be 405. With unsupported media type, so when application is running and our request is with text XML content type. We had with JSON type, we have 415 response status code with invalid endpoint, 404 with slow response, or with parameter case insensitivity. So as you can see, a lot of ideas. Within only one prompt, we have a lot of ideas to test only one endpoint. And as you can see, it's really faster, makes our work faster, and we can focus more on what we should cover with testing and not only thinking about ideas, which I think is great, absolutely great. So let's comment out the scenarios from chat, and we will focus on those 3 test cases from the beginning. And now we have a suite of test cases. And let's assume our suite of tests are run on schedule. And those tests run on schedule, for example, runs 2 times per day. And yeah, it's running, and we have some results of those executions. Sometimes it passes, sometimes it fails, and we have to analyze it if it works correctly or if something happened and what happened, why happened. Of course, it takes a lot of time. And if it takes a lot of time, the question is what we could do to make it faster. So let's run our suite of tests, which should pass this. Yeah, it passes. And here, instead of verifying every particular test, we will use the tool to do it for ourselves. It's called Report Portal. And Report Portal, it's really easy to set it up. We only need a Docker and go throughout the manual, which basically is about putting some commands in CLI. And if we have this local instance of Report Portal, it runs with port 8080. We'll log in with default user. Here I am logged in, and we have some dashboards, as you can see, with all the results. This is only one widget. We can also add more. Of course, there could be option to add customize widget. But there is a lot of them. I think it covers most of the cases we check within our testing. And we can also check every particular launch. As you can see, here we have our launch, which I ran 2 minutes ago with our tests. And here we have the feature. This is our feature file, which is containing all those tests. And we have our 3 tests with status, with start time, and defect if it is any. And every particular scenario has all the steps, the statuses, and the duration time. And when everything passes, it's perfect situation because we see that past 100%, perfect. Maybe we can just only check if we have some flaky or false positive or something like that kind of tests. But if we trust our test and it's 100% passes, yeah, it's perfect. The harder situation is when something is failing. So let's make some fails here. And let's do it, for example, like some requirements for our application changed. And there is decision that we don't want to have mammals anymore. So for mammals type, for our endpoint, there should be 404 status code. And for example, we as a testers had the time to work within the sprint on these tasks, and we upgraded our tests, we fixed it. But developers didn't have time to work on it, and the code of the application is still the same, so it has mammals type. And let's assume that our tests are changed, and and they are run on schedule. So when they run on schedule, as we could predict, there is a fail. We expect 404 status code, but had 200. And it also is visible in Report Portal. In Report Portal, as you can see, here is our launch 50 seconds ago. We have 3 test cases, 2 passed and 1 failed. And as you can see here, we have 1 to investigate issue. So let's check this to investigate issue. And as we can see, scenario retrieve a random animal with a specific type is failing. And this is the log with the information what happened. So we expected 404, but we had 200 status code. And we can here make a decision what type of the issue is it. So after clicking it, we make decision, we can mark this issue as some defect. And here we have default defects, product bug, automation bug, system issue, or no defect. But in the settings, we can add more types, so it's customized, and we can add any other defect type with different color of a dot. So I think it is really nice because we can just adjust it to our product, our tests, and our issue types, which can be different within the projects. So let's mark it here as system issue, apply, and now AI model built in report portal learns that this type of issue is system issue. And within next and next execution, it should recognize it as issue type. So let's run it and check if it will recognize this issue. Okay, so we have again fail and launch. And as you can see, the system now showed not to investigate issue, but it marked is as the system issue, as a system issue. So if we have repetitive fails, it helps us to mark what is kind of issue. Of course, it's not good to have repetitive fails and some bugs which all the time are existing, but life is life, and we know how it works. Sometimes there are some situations that it just happens, and I think it really helps us to just spend less time on analyze it and focus more on it, why it happened, or what can we do with this issue, or just doing some other stuff like testers do. So this is the demo I wanted to show you. And now let's come back to the presentation. Is it seen? Oh, yeah, it works. And to summarize this presentation, I strongly encourage you to embrace AI tools so they can significantly transform our daily work. By automating routine tasks, AI allows us to focus on more strategic aspects of our work. This shift not only enhances efficiency, but also broadens our perspective on the tasks we perform. So don't be apprehensive about incorporating AI into your daily routine. It's a powerful tool that can greatly improve your work outcomes. As demonstrated, setting it up is straightforward and user-friendly. So try it and check how it works with you. And remember that it can make mistakes, but you can still verify it on every step and adjust it into your needs. And following to the Turing's quote I mentioned at the beginning, while we may not yet fully comprehend long-term impact of AI, we can clearly see the immediate benefits and the pressure tasks it can help us accomplish. So thank you. So we have first question. It's in Polish, so I will change the language if you don't mind. Czy AI może wspierać testowanie oprogramowania w realnym czasie? To zależy, co dokładnie się kryje pod tym pytaniem. Jakby czy Pisanie nowych scenariuszy, czy w momencie, kiedy mamy CI/CD, czy mamy ten realny czas testowania? W sumie zależy chyba jakby w realnym czasie w takim znaczeniu, że jest aplikacja na produkcji i my ją w tym czasie, w którym istnieje, odpalamy, no to w zasadzie tak, bo mamy właśnie narzędzia, które nam umożliwiają to, właśnie jak na przykład ten report portal, tak, który nam jest w stanie wskazać, że jest jakiś błąd i po każdej egzekucji testów, nawet jeżeli mamy jakieś testy na produkcji, to one są nam w stanie wysłać komunikaty w danym momencie, że tak, coś się wydarzyło, tu jest jakiś fail, tutaj coś nie działa. Więc w tym znaczeniu tak, chyba że tu jeszcze jest pytanie o coś innego, to bym poprosiła jeszcze wtedy o drugie pytanie, które konkretyzuje jakby, czy tu chodzi właśnie o to takie testowanie na produkcji, czy jeszcze coś innego? Jakie są kluczowe wskaźniki sukcesu przy wdrażaniu QA 2.0 w organizacjach? Wskaźniki jako takie powiedzmy od strony teoretycznej, myślę, że one jeszcze nie istnieją na ten moment, bo to jest zupełnie nowa rzecz. Samo AI w organizacjach jest dosyć nowy. Myślę, że tutaj przede wszystkim, jeżeli chodzi o AI i właśnie to takie usprawnienie procesów testowych przez z uwzględnieniem AI to jest bezpieczeństwo, tak? Czyli nasze bezpieczeństwo danych, w szczególności właśnie w organizacjach, kiedy one są bardzo chronione i myślę, że tutaj jest to bardzo ważnym aspektem, na który musimy zwracać uwagę. A jeśli chodzi właśnie o taką literaturę i od strony teoretycznej, tak naprawdę dopiero to tworzymy. To jest wszystko nowe. AI cały czas też się zmienia, powstają nowe toole, więc tutaj myślę, trzeba być takim otwartym i w zależności też od tego, czego my potrzebujemy w danej organizacji, to w ten sposób tworzyć swoje własne właśnie definicje. Ale jako takiej literatury nie zapoznałam się jeszcze, znaczy nie spotkałam jeszcze takiej, żeby faktycznie można było użyć jej i jakby bazować na czymś konkretnym. To też jest taką kwestią, że nawet właśnie powiedzmy testowanie mikroserwisów, gdzie mikroserwisy już są dosyć szeroko stosowane, wciąż testowanie mikroserwisów i od strony takiej teoretycznej gdzieś tam raczkuje. Ciężko jest znaleźć właśnie jakieś takie konkretne źródła, bardziej naukowe, mówiące o tym, że tak, róbmy w ten sposób, bo to jest wszystko bardzo jeszcze nowe i świeże. How about copyrights? Jak wygląda kwestia praw autorskich? Zapisany kod, co w niektórych firmach odlicza się pod koniec miesiąca i dostaje kilka stówek więcej jako bonus. Tak naprawdę to też jest kwestia ustalenia z organizacją i tutaj też organizacja musi być bardzo świadoma tego, w jaki sposób ten AI jest używany przez organizację. Na przykład u mnie w mojej firmie, gdzie pracuję, w Paramoncie jest tak, że AI, my mamy właśnie copilota wewnętrznego, to znaczy to, co my w nim umieścimy, to nie wychodzi dalej do tych właśnie źródeł publicznych, więc jesteśmy bezpieczni, jeśli chodzi o to bezpieczeństwo. A jeśli chodzi o prawa autorskie, zasadniczo ja też nie chcę opierać jakiegoś jednego stanowiska, bo pewnie to jest dosyć płynne. No ale jednak mimo wszystko, nawet jak powiedzmy kopiujemy kod ze Stack Overflow, tak? W jakiś sposób jest to kopiowane, ale jednak traktujemy to jako swoje dzieło, więc może w ten sposób właśnie odpowiem na to, że to jest coś podobnego, tak? Bo też bazujemy na jakimś źródle wiedzy. Może jest bardziej statyczne, tak? Ten Stack Overflow jest bardziej statyczny, AI jest dynamiczny, ale jednak też bazujemy już na jakiejś tam wiedzy, a jednak wciąż traktujemy ten kod jako swój, jako nasze dzieło. Jakie są kluczowe wskaźniki sukcesu przy wdrażaniu QA 2.0 w organizacjach? To wydaje mi się, że było już to pytanie, że odpowiedziałam tutaj jako drugie. Czy AI-driven test automation może całkowicie zastąpić tradycyjne testowanie manualne? Nie. Nie może i wręcz byłoby to bardzo ryzykowne zastępować całkowicie, z tego względu, że właśnie mamy też coś takiego jak ten exploratory testing, co tak naprawdę sprowadza się do testów manualnych i jakby odkrywamy trochę koło na nowo, bo okazuje się, że przy tej całej automatyzacji i przy zadaniach, jakie wokół tego mamy i oczywiście okna czasowego, które zazwyczaj jest bardzo małe dla testerów, okazuje się, że często nie ma takiego właśnie czasu na przetestowanie takie manualne, ale nie na zasadzie, czy po prostu dana funkcjonalność działa w podstawowym zakresie, ale tego, co się wokół dzieje, czyli czy nie wpływa to jakoś na inne obszary. Często też na podstawie doświadczenia danego testera jest on w stanie wskazać inne obszary, na które może wpływać i to wtedy warto jest przetestować manualnie, więc tutaj całkowicie mogę odpowiedzieć jakby ze swojej perspektywy, swojego doświadczenia i tego, jak u mnie organizacja na przykład działa, która też raczej stara się korzystać z tych najlepszych praktyk, że nie zastąpi. To jednak wciąż nawet właśnie sztuczna inteligencja, to usłyszałam takie bardzo fajne określenie, potrzebuje interfejsu białkowego, czyli nas, ludzi. Ona nie jest w stanie sama przejmować wszystkich procesów. Okej, czyli to były wszystkie pytania. Dziękuję bardzo w takim razie.